this is not about metal. This is about what still has value when money doesn't. When currencies collapse, gold remains. When banks freeze, gold is trusted. When confidence disappears, gold becomes the last reference. That is why this system cannot fail. If gold production stops, central banks lose control. Electronics manufacturing slows, financial reserves weaken, and global markets begin to destabilize. This is not mining. This is the backbone of modern financial security. Every bar depends on a process that operates under extreme pressure. Millions of tons of rock, toxic chemicals, temperatures above 1,000 degrees, and zero tolerance for interruption. Because once this chain breaks, confidence breaks with it. So how do you extract a metal that holds the world's trust without ever allowing the system to stop? Every gold bar begins as rock, not veins of metal, not visible deposits, just stone. Most of the world's gold exists as microscopic particles trapped inside solid rock, invisible, worthless, until an industrial system forces it out. In northern Nevada, one of the largest gold deposits on Earth is monitored from the sky. Aircraft equipped with electromagnetic scanners sweep across the desert, searching for mineral signatures buried hundreds of meters underground. Each flight costs millions of dollars. Each scan is an economic gamble. And still, fewer than 1 in 1,000 discoveries ever become real mines. Failure here does not mean delay. It means erased capital, lost years, and abandoned infrastructure. When a viable deposit is confirmed, the operation becomes relentless. Mountains are fractured with explosives. 600,000 tons of rock are moved every single day. Each ton contains only a few grams of gold. Millions of tons must be destroyed to create one bar. Gigantic excavators, each costing tens of millions of dollars, load trucks capable of carrying 270 tons in under 60 seconds. If this flow slows, everything downstream collapses. The rock is crushed, ground into powder, mixed with water. The result is not metal, it is slurry. Then comes the dangerous part, cyanide, one of the few chemicals capable of dissolving gold. A controlled dose is injected into massive tanks, too little, and the gold remains trapped, too much, and the system becomes chemically unstable. Carbon particles are added to absorb the dissolved metal. If contamination enters this stage, entire batches are lost. Electrical current is applied. Gold migrates to metal plates. This is extraction at the edge of chemistry, and the system cannot pause. Pumps must run continuously. Temperatures must remain stable. Chemical balance must be perfect. A deviation of minutes can destroy weeks of production, but much of the gold lies deeper, half a kilometer underground. Temperatures reach 60 degrees Celsius. Air becomes thin. Equipment overheats. Human survival depends on ventilation systems running without interruption. Cooling plants operate constantly to prevent collapse. If airflow stops, mining stops. If mining stops, the chain breaks. Rock is blasted again, transported again, crushed again. Here, the gold is trapped inside sulfur compounds. It cannot be released by chemicals alone. The material is heated to extreme temperatures. Oxygen is injected under pressure. Only then does the sulfur structure collapse. Only then does the gold become accessible. Another failure point, another irreversible stage. The recovered metal is melted at over 1100 degrees Celsius. Molten gold flows into molds from thousands of tons of rock. A single bar emerges, 25 kilograms, worth more than $1 million. Each year, this single mine produces more than 26 tons of gold, over $1 billion in physical metal. But raw gold is still unstable. It must be refined, impurities removed, purity measured, structure standardized, bars are stamped, catalogued, tracked. Then the second system begins. the one that does not extract value but protects it. Armored vehicles move through city streets. Routes are classified, schedules are secret, security is absolute. Each truck carries weight capable of collapsing asphalt. The destination is buried beneath Manhattan, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, built into solid bedrock, encased in steel, isolated from groundwater, designed to survive war. At its peak, this vault held over 12,000 tons of gold, nearly 1/4 of all the gold ever mined by humanity. Even today, it remains the largest monetary gold storage facility on Earth. Inside, bars are stacked in silent rows, no windows, no signals, no access without multi-layer authorization. Each bar represents trust, not beauty, not luxury, stability, because modern money is belief. And gold is what remains when belief fails. If gold production stops, currencies weaken, reserves shrink, markets shake. And confidence disappears. This is not mining. This is financial infrastructure operating under permanent pressure. A continuous system built on geology, chemistry, heat, security, and time. Where interruption is not an inconvenience, it is systemic risk. If you want to explore other industrial systems that operate under this level of pressure, you'll find more videos on this channel. Like the video if you found it interesting, and subscribe to continue discovering how the machines behind the world truly work.